Hey, Folktownies, we're back. It's our season.
It's
our season, baby.
Spooky season.
So,
I hope that's what you meant.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, great.
So, I'm Amanda.
I'm Dale.
And I'm Dina.
Dina.
Oh.
Dina. As our wonderful narrator, JJ, says it. This is happening right now. This is, we are so on it with pop culture.
Yeah.
It just makes me so happy because it's like we're living American folklore while it's actually happening.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for it.
You live in it, baby. So Ed and Lorraine Warren's house was recently sold to...
Not someone anyone would have guessed.
No. Yeah, no. I was shocked, actually. And confused. Like, why?
I think the entire world took a pause.
Yeah.
Matt Rife.
It's that photo that went everywhere. The photo of him standing.
Matt Rife?
Yeah, Matt Rife and the influencer guy.
Elton Castay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
they're BFFs.
of course, Annabelle.
And the Annabelle doll. Yeah.
Okay, can I ask a quick question here?
No.
Because I'm going to anyway. So this ties into the entire Conjuring movie world, which we're going to touch on. So, and I know that just came out, but like, why do you want the house?
Well, they. I'm not going to say he. I think a lot of times, this poor Elton keeps getting left out of this equation. Everybody,
I didn't even know who the hell he was.
Yeah,
Same.
yeah. Matt seems to be the only one that is being mentioned here, but it is the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
They went in on this together. To clarify, they are only, they're almost like custodians. They've been kind of referred to as property owners for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
They bought the house. They're going to own it for 5 years. Yeah. And then what are they doing with it? Like, are they just running the museum?
They're turning it into an Airbnb.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Allowing people to stay there for a certain amount of time. And also reopening the museum. So it's not just the occult museum, it's also Ed and Lorraine's house.
Mm-hmm.
Which, from what I've gathered, it's not on acres of land.
No,
this
it's
is
tiny.
It is a very residential place.
Mm-hmm. And there's lots of houses close to it.
After Lorraine passed in 2019, there apparently were zoning violations and a lot of neighbor complaints because people were obviously coming to take pictures, coming to see it, going to the museum. Mm-hmm. You know, this was a high traffic area for a community.
Yeah, the paranormal community. Yeah.
Well, and just the neighborhood community
fair.
itself, right? Like they didn't want all of these cars there.
Yeah.
And there were financial burdens as well to keep this place open. You know, ticket prices were not keeping this place going.
Mm-hmm.
So the place shut down. And now Matt Rife and Elton Castay have kind of taken over the burden of this, have footed the bill, if you will.
And for only 5 years, is that just like something that they've worked out with the town or the city, and like, let us keep it open for 5 more years?
Well, there was a previous owner.
Yeah. I was going to say,
okay.
Is there an estate that owns it? And they're basically like, they worked out a deal with Matt
That
Rife.
makes more sense.
Yeah, like,
I don't know.
Because they don't own any of the stuff in the museum. Like, there's lots of, like, things that are...
Well, they worked it out with Ed and Lorraine's daughter.
Okay, there it is. There it is.
Even though we have seen that her son... so Ed and Lorraine's grandson was vocal about the fact that he was not consulted in any of this. There was a very extensive social media post that you can still read. It's still out there, that he wasn't consulted on how to run the legacy. But, you know, the daughter, his mother, and the son-in-law, who is very active in the they had started a
foundation.
Is it the foundation or like the paranormal?
NESPR? New England Society for Psychic Research.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
I think Judy is still part of that. The son-in-law is part of that. He can be seen in... It
was founded in 1952, it says, by Ed and Lorraine.
Yeah, which is wild.
Yeah. some of the documentaries. He speaks so highly of them.
Yeah, they have everything on there. All their case files are on there. The video archives are on there. It's actually a very cool. There's a whole website for it. You can go on there and find a bunch of stuff.
It's
which is kind of
Warren's, Warrens.net if you guys want to look that up. But so to be quite honest with you, not that I wasn't interested in it, but I've watched all the movies and stuff. I did not know any of this stuff. And the Annabelle doll and like it's tour around the country. Why?
Can we just even talk about the fact that a doll went on tour?
Like what?
Yeah.
We can't even go on tour.
So
why won't anyone take us on tour?
that's just what baffles me about all of this right now. The fact that Matt and Elton are getting so much grief for making this purchase.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you've seen it blowing up all over
Yeah.
TikTok, all the socials.
I'm just going to say, I think it's because of Matt's place right now in pop culture.
Fair.
Right? Yeah.
However, and we'll double back to that.
Sure.
Okay. But, you know, everyone's like, oh, you shouldn't go to this house. It's just, you know, it's disrespectful. Like you're going to be around all of this occult objects and blah, 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 blah. Okay. But the doll went on tour.
Mm-hmm.
And how many people went to go see the doll on tour? So you could go see that doll of all dolls.
Mm-hmm.
Of all dolls. You could go see that doll. But you're gonna give people grief to go to an occult museum?
Mm-hmm.
There's tons of places you can go to that are similar. I've seen you can go
The Murder Museum in Vegas. Is that what it's called? Like the Murder and Mystery Museum or whatever the heck it is in Vegas. Like that's...
You can go to the Poltergeist house now.
Mm-hmm.
The Poltergeist
Is
house.
that an Airbnb too?
Probably.
I mean, we all know the things that happened there.
Mm-hmm.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me started.
Dark.
Okay, but
It just seems
the doll... Okay, so the doll goes on tour.
Okay. And what happens with the... Is it the
I want to
owner?
know if she traveled first class.
Is it the... Probably. In that little glass box.
Mm-hmm.
Probably got like champagne
Bougie.
and stuff
Yeah.
on the plane.
Bougie.
Chicken or fish?
She even travels better than us guys.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
but wait, I'm curious about the fact that right before Matt Rife purchased said house and all the stuff inside, the doll was in the hands of someone who died, and it was
Dan-
because the case was being changed because it was broken and the doll needed to be moved into a new case.
He touched it.
Yeah. Is
Dan
this
Rivera.
like? I mean, anything that I could find on it was like, no, he died right after the case was open.
3 days later.
Yeah.
That's... Okay. A lot of what we're going to talk about when it comes to Ed and Lorraine Warren, I can poo-poo at, which is normally you, right? This...
I'm okay, but maybe I'm like you because I've watched a lot of documentaries now.
Yeah, me too. But they're always.
I know
on
I
the
sent them to you.
Yes, you did. They're always on the side of Ed and Lorraine. Like they're coming at it from a point of like this is very spooky and creepy.
Mm-hmm.
I am concerned that they were very exploitative, and that's fine. That's kind of what they were doing, right? Like we'll talk about it in my long story, but I think though that like. You can't explain that away.
Yeah.
Those are facts, my friend.
Yeah.
The case was opened.
Well-
Bro Montana done touched it.
Yeah.
And go
died.
bye-bye.
But I did see a video that I felt he touched it and he had gloves on. So was there more than one time that he
Or is
I
it
don't
just the
know.
Had an
concept
interaction?
of him touching? It didn't matter if he had gloves on.
Well, I had also found, and we should definitely put this link up on our social so that other people can read it because it was very wild. It was a story from, ironic date here, coincidental, I should say, not ironic, but October 29th, 2016. This girl had a lengthy story about how she met the Annabelle doll.
Like what? Like at a bar? Like where's you mean?
Like she went to
On
the museum.
Tinder.
She went
She
to
was
the
shopping.
Swipe
She went to
right.
the museum.
She swiped right down.
Annabelle is getting more matches than me. Wild. Took a photo,
Yeah.
very similar to Matt's. Okay, and someone was briefing them. I believe it was the son-in-law of Ed and Lorraine's, and was saying, don't don't have anything negative in your mind. Don't, very clearly, don't touch it. Don't manifest anything evil. Don't, don't provoke it.
Mm-hmm.
Which I could see maybe again with Matt Rife. He's a comedian. He likes to poke fun.
Mm-hmm.
This could maybe bring anything evil out to it. So they were warning people, okay, if you're going to go up to this doll and take a picture, like, don't make fun of it. Who likes being made fun of?
Same, girl. Like, I don't blame you, Annabelle. You being living in the same outfit with that same hairstyle.
In the same box.
Okay, remember, she can hear you.
Yeah.
I know, I'm on her side. I'm with her.
Okay.
I said it's not fair to her.
We agree.
Like, come on, you've been around for how long? Like, you deserve she deserves some new drip.
Yeah.
Maybe some bangs.
Mm-hmm.
Does a Raggedy Ann doll not have bangs?
I think,
it's braided into the
it's braiding, but like I think they're like that, like mine, but like curtain bangs. Maybe she does a wolf cut, a butterfly cut.
Yeah.
Well, let me finish the story before I even ask my questions about a Raggedy Ann doll, because I don't think I had one. So anyway, this girl goes up and takes her picture, and she says in her article, she's like, for a split second, I like forgot myself, and I was like, she wrote, how hideous she looked, how hideous the doll looked. She thought of her like a split second, and then she said, like, for the next year of her life, everything was awful. Like, she twisted her ankle. She got this new apartment. It was just filled with bugs. It was like just this horrible infestation. She started having like pains in her stomach. She got like the flu, this cough. Like, doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with her. Dog became ill. She was hearing.
Oh,
I know.
not the dog.
Even the dog. She heard noises. Like, her eyes were playing tricks, like a whole year, until she wound up moving out of this apartment when things eventually began to stop. She like burned her clothes from that night, got rid of the picture, this, that, and the other thing. Eventually, everything stopped. But she said the only thing she could equate it with was the doll.
Damn doll.
Yeah. So believe what you want, but I just find it coincidental that it happened from that moment.
Do you think that these people, like Matt Rife and this girl, are they just jumping on the spooky bandwagon to get the attention that comes with it, or do you think there's like truth to what like she's saying, and then also like why does he want this stuff, right?
He's
like,
big into the paranormal,
right?
Yeah.
So like, what's the tie-in? What's he gonna get out of renting it out to people?
That's the part that kind of gets me, right? Like,
because there's like a level of respect too with these artifacts and stuff, and I'm not saying that Ed and Lorraine.
I wonder, though, if maybe they're taking it over because they're like, hey, we can breathe a little bit more new life and money into what is seemingly a dying situation, right? Like,
and he has an audience.
Like you said, ticket sales are down. He's got an audience.
Not down. It's been closed.
Yeah, like it's exactly.
So trying to keep it alive. Maybe this is like
to breathe new life into it.
Mm-hmm.
It just tickets, or not tickets, but like what? A night in this place or a weekend or whatever it was just went up for
how much?
For sale. I think it was like $1,000 a night or something like that. Do not quote me, but
it's a lot.
Everything got booked within a day.
Well, of course. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
What'd you say there?
Teacher salary here. I couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
Which makes me sad. Yes, I would.
I would too.
Yes, I would totally stay there. And
I would. Here's the thing. I would if had always been that.
Yeah.
Because that part feels a little like I want to stay in the Stanley Hotel.
Of course.
Yeah,
I want to stay there.
Hotel.
It's a hotel.
I don't know. I feel like when you take a space that is kind of like the house itself is not haunted, right? It is specifically the artifacts that are inside.
But that
right?
museum and that room
right.
is connected to the house.
Right. But like in my mind, Ed and Lorraine lived there with their family.
And so I would they're
assume,
haunting it.
Yeah. But I almost like feel like it's specific to the museum. So like keeping that door closed. But also, is this just because I'm playing back like what happens in the movies where like that's like the room that you don't go into?
Yeah, I think so.
Like it's
you're staying there for the night. You're going in,
right? But are you allowed to go in?
So apparently, I mean, there are rules. There's something you have to sign. You know, there's like a whole debriefing.
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
Sign away your life, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
People are getting all up in arms, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is disrespectful to their legacy, this, that, and the other thing. Who is staying there that's going to be disrespectful to the legacy? I mean, there's always
Who
somebody
knows?
that ruins it. Granted, I'm
Of
with
course.
you. I'm with you. Okay? But we can't say until it happens,
That's
right?
true, right? Let's see how this goes.
And if you're signing some sort of disclaimer, I'm
sure.
I
I'm
mean,
sure.
yeah, they've got to have their T's crossed
Yeah.
and their I's dotted. I mean,
I
bottom
would
line.
also like maybe assume that there's some type of like influencer thing happening there as well. Like, if you do this, then you sign on for like posting
Sure.
and talking about it. And
Sure. Yeah.
whether
yeah.
it's good or bad, just getting that out there, I think, like, why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah.
It's like that.
I mean, if you're
promotion.
saying that you want to stay there, I'll speak for myself. I'm staying there for the experience.
Mm-hmm.
I'm staying there not to be disrespectful. I'm staying there because I want to see
It's like curiosity.
the occult items, not
Same.
to provoke something,
Mm-hmm.
to see what could happen. Sure.
Mhm.
And whatever that entails. You know what I mean? Could I become haunted because something happened to me afterwards? Maybe.
Mm.
Yeah.
But that's the price you pay.
Yeah.
Like
So-
you got to go into it with your eyes open.
You have to. And like that kind of brings me to like Ed and Lorraine, right? And I mean, I know you know the most out of them because you did a lot more research than I did just on them, but they are really steeped in especially the Northeast, right? So we live in the Northeast.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is part of our tri-state area.
New England heavy.
These are names that we've always known when it comes to ghost stories and ghost culture, right? Like haunting culture.
Kind of grow up
Um,
with it.
Also, when we had, kind of wanted to start talking about this, because this was just a conversation we were having with each other in our group chat. And we were like, oh, we should do an episode on this because this shit is
fascinating.
wild. Yeah, it's really fascinating. And there's just so much that I personally did not know about them.
Yeah.
And
And didn't know how much they were really connected to. I'm like, oh,
100%.
there they are again.
Yeah.
And they are everywhere. They're like,
Everywhere.
like that picture where it's that same man in all of the generations and they
That's
just keep
really
seeing
cool.
him,
Yeah.
seeing
Yeah.
him, seeing him. Like, I feel like that's Ed and Lorraine. Any haunting, demon possession, anything that's happened,
They're there.
there they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also that was pretty popular in like the 60s and 70s, right?
Mhm.
60s, 70s, and 80s. We loved a good possession.
Yeah.
We loved demons.
Yeah.
I mean, The Exorcist came out in the 70s. Can
And
you
that-
imagine?
No, but like that's who's going to help you?
Sorry, Mom, I had to bring it up.
Yeah.
But like who's going to help you? You don't have options, like we grew up Catholic, you're calling a priest.
Mm-hmm.
And they
And when a
are Roman
priest-
Catholic.
When a
Yep.
priest can't do something, you
call Ed and Lorraine.
Yeah.
the Warrens.
So, and Ed Warren, being Roman Catholic, was one of the, I think, only not, like, he was not a priest, but he was one of the only, like, normal people
Mm-hmm.
that could perform an exorcist.
Well,
or an exorcism, I'm sorry.
And his title is a
He's
demonologist.
a demonologist.
Okay.
What a fancy thing to put on a resume.
It is.
I want to be. No, I don't. I don't even know why I was about to say that.
Well,
I
we-
don't want to be one.
we've-
Or down.
we've
I don't
met-
want to be one.
We've met two of them.
We've met two.
Yeah. So, which you've already met.
You've
them
already
as
met them.
well.
Were they demonologists?
Yeah.
Yes.
They worked with demons.
That's fancy.
And now here's the thing though, is because they had told us their demons are not what we're perceiving.
No, and I
Yeah.
think, like when you hear demons, you ought to, like for me anyway, I just think automatically like red.
Bad,
Bad,
creepy,
right?
paranormal activity.
But if you're working with one,
Guys, this is what happens when you get old. Readjusting hurts everything.
Hold, pause.
No, you're right. Like you think like Lucifer,
Yeah.
right? That's what you think.
well,
That's their boy.
I mean, that
I
is the
love
boy,
that
and
show, so-
he likes Earl Grey, so we know this about him.
That's true.
And so maybe Ed and Lorraine, like they obviously Ed, if he was that title that I forgot, he probably could talk to these
Yeah.
people, demons.
Not so much. His demonology title is more about like the investigation of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like Lorraine was clairvoyant.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one that allegedly
Was
she
able
had
to
seen an
see.
angel.
Yeah.
Right. She saw your aura. She could
sense
see
the spirits
things,
and
right?
see the spirits. Yeah.
Ed was more of I like to think of it more as like the paperwork kind of guy. and kept extensive notes. Like right now, with people staying in this house, they took a lot of time to go through all of their personal belongings, file it, put everything into bins and crates and whatever, and store them so that people weren't going through their personal belongings. I think that's what a lot of people were maybe also up in arms with, that potentially Ed and Lorraine's stuff was
being messed with. And,
again, in that disrespectful way. But there are a lot of people going through everything and making sure that it is stored and safe and
it's not going to be destroyed or
correct. Or tampered with in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, well, lay it on us. What you got, girl?
With Annabelle?
Anything.
I don't...
Lay your lore upon us.
Listen, I want to
lower layer.
Annabelle, The Conjuring. I don't even know where to start when it comes to Ed and Lorraine, because I don't know which Annabelle I technically like more, I'm going to say.
Ooh.
That's a hot take, because I've heard this. Like, I've heard a lot of people talk about this.
I don't know. Didn't that catch you off guard the first time you realized that the Annabelle from the movie was not the real Annabelle?
Yeah.
And the real Annabelle was actually Raggedy Ann?
Well, I'm going to tell you this right now. I think the Annabelle movies are so stupid.
Oh.
I don't, and I love a scary movie, right?
Okay.
Like, I was not scared by it at all.
Oh, okay.
Because she looked polished and like a ventriloquist doll.
Yes.
Intentionally
I can agree with that.
creepy.
Like, intentionally, like, I'm like, that's not scary. To me, it's scarier that a real child's doll, a doll that I owned, is the thing that is haunted.
Yeah.
I think what's interesting about that, and this is my take, is did they do this because they didn't want to invoke any kind of actual...
No, they just thought that the Annabelle doll in the movie was scarier.
But do you...
Next question.
But my thought process is, do you think that's really the case, or was it more rooted in...
If they make it, if it looks like the real one?
If they use a real Raggedy Ann, is there potential for some kind of weirdness to happen?
No, because supposedly it's not the
That's
doll.
what I like
It's
to
not
think.
the doll that's haunted, right? It's an entity that attached itself to the doll.
Right.
I don't like it.
I'm sorry. We're females.
Are
We identify as females, and we all grew up with dolls. Right? So seeing something like that, I mean, I watched Twilight Zone as a kid, and there was that episode of Talking Tina.
Yeah.
That was terrifying as a kid.
See,
right?
to me, and I've always been scared of dolls. You've heard me say it on here a million times. I would think they're terrifying.
They could be, but like something like that never scared me. I never I think there always is that like potential when you're like, could my doll actually kill me? You know, like maybe, but I guess it never just really got in my head. Things like werewolves and vampires seemed a little bit scarier. They were bigger than me. A doll, I was like, yo, I will kick you and send you flying down the stairs.
See, I was a kid.
Chucky? I don't know.
Chucky was like a little bit of a joke.
Yeah,
though.
Chucky was ridiculous. That was not scary to me.
No.
But like, I was the kid that attached feelings to inanimate objects. Like all of my stuffed animals, I felt bad if I left one on the floor. I didn't want its feelings to be hurt.
Yep.
They all had to be comfortable. Oh, this guy got the good pillow yesterday, so now Mr. Elephant gets to go over here and Mr. Bear gets to go there. Like, I was very much that kid, so I can see why I had a fear
of dolls.
Of dolls, because I was already attaching human emotion to them, where it was like, oh, they were capable of so much more. And you guys all know how I feel about fucking garden gnomes and tiny little leprechaun statues. We all know how I feel about it. But when it comes to Ed and
the lost tapes that we might find one day.
someday, I think that for me, it's just, this story, obviously, it's not what the real story was of the Annabelle doll, and like a lot of it was fictionalized and all that kind of stuff, which happens to, I think, a lot of these stories, right?
And I mean, right there, let's segue to The Conjuring.
Okay, let's do it.
Because I love that movie.
I know you do. We tried to go see the new one for your birthday.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, good talk. Instead, we watched Weapons, another episode.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Very entertaining film.
I just can't. So, but The Conjuring movie. I love that movie. It's great. Scared the bejesus out of me. It's wonderfully done. I can understand why the Conjuring universe has done as well as it has. James Wan, obsessed with his films. He's genius. Love it. But even So that family, the parents, I hope I'm pronouncing their last name right. The daughter, she has written a book about what has actually happened in that house and has said that movie is 85, 90% dramatized, fictionalized. And I was like, oh my God, no.
Yeah.
I mean, should we talk about what's real in that movie and what's not? Because we might be here for a while.
No, I mean, we can dive into, I think it would be fun to maybe do an episode just on like spooky movies like this that are fictionalized like that.
So
'cause
sad.
It's really sad.
I might really ruin a lot of
people. Because it's spooky
dreams.
season, let's not ruin their movies now because they're all enjoying them.
Yeah.
Ed and Lorraine, how are they fitting into this Conjuring movie and like the Conjuring house?
Because they are in the movie.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. And they save the day, right? They go in, they perform this exorcism because Ed is allowed to do this because he's not a priest. Technically, like I said before, he wouldn't be allowed to do this. He's not ordained, but he's a demonologist. I don't know. Apparently, that gives him permission. And
so, demonologist. Sorry, I just want to make sure we clarify this.
he's special.
Demonologist and demonolotor. It's two different things.
Demonologist.
Yes, because do you remember I kept saying demonologist?
Yes.
And
Our witches
were like,
clarified
it's
that.
And I was like, it's a demonamolator?
Yeah.
Demonamolator?
Yeah. So Ed was a demonologist.
And the witches were demolamolamers. Knew it.
Yes.
Also, you're welcome for that pronunciation. It's perfect.
So two different things.
Yes.
Okay.
And there is actually a book called
Yes.
Demonologist.
Read it.
Oh
It
my
will
God.
explain
It's
everything.
absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
And Vera
Bradley. No? Different. That's when I think spooky things, I think the patterns on Vera Bradley bags. But continue, please.
Yeah.
All the Paisleys in the world.
Did I just mess up my eye makeup?
No, you
Feel
look
like
perfect.
I cry. What's the actress's name? Vera
Wang.
For
I'm never gonna get.
Fermigla?
I have no idea.
Producer? The Conjuring.
The Conjuring, the main lady. The mom or the lady? Lorraine.
That plays Lorraine.
Lorraine. The one that plays Lorraine. She's beautiful.
Vera Farmiga.
There you go. I really enjoyed the way they were cast because I think they play the parts so well. Because when you see videos of the real Ed and Lorraine, it's just very like it was like TikTok before there was TikTok, you know, where there's like little like selfie videos that you're taking and you're explaining stuff that's happening, but they're so like mellow, and then there's just like a terrifying thing that comes into the video.
Really? Because that guy doesn't look anything like the
No.
real Ed,
I don't
Ed
think-
Warren to me.
I don't think it's the looks, it's just the vibe. Like
Okay.
they fit the vibe of the real
Yeah, they were
people
very
so
chill.
well.
Oh.
There's just something about it, just worked. Like it definitely worked. I appreciated their creative direction that they took.
Gotcha.
I think they made those two characters more likable. I think when you look at the real Ed, he's a
Yeah, he's questionable.
questionable.
Yeah.
And I think they kind of made it.
I think that's been proven too.
Yeah.
Just doubling back to the ending of The Conjuring.
Yeah.
We have this happy ending. He performs that exorcism. The family doesn't have this spirit in the house anymore.
Yeah.
All is right in the world. Yeah. Not what
That's
happened.
not what happened.
Not what happened. In
Okay.
fact, that family kicks Ed and Lorraine out of the house for whatever reason. I've kind of heard a couple different stories. If you watch the HBO documentary on Ed and Lorraine, I think it's
Yes.
called The Devil's Road.
Yes.
I think Roger punches Ed Warren in the face and kicks them out of the house because he's worried about his wife's mental state at the time. So, you know, these Conjuring movies all make it seem like Ed and Lorraine had this like 100% success rate. Yeah, not true.
They also come across very pure. So,
Sure.
you know, like they're out to help these people, but I don't know that was truly
Yeah,
the case.
I mean,
Like,
you never really find out, like, is money exchanged?
Yeah.
What's happening here? Are they doing this for...
Yeah.
Supposedly, they did it just because.
Right. They wanted to help people.
Yes.
But-
Sure, it's notoriety, and notoriety helps their brand. They were a
Yeah.
brand.
They were
They
the
were.
only ones that did this
They
stuff at
were
the
kind
time.
of like the OG
They were the
influencers.
OGs, yeah.
And they blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think because it's all the stuff that like people can't explain, and so people are fascinated by it, and these two people could explain it.
Absolutely.
And
I mean, and
fix
they
the
helped.
problems, even if they didn't actually fix the problems. You know, they
Yeah.
were saying they were fixing the problems.
Right. And they helped kind of like start the field of
Yeah.
paranormal investigators. So, I mean, somebody had to do it, right?
It's huge. Yeah.
So, but the real life people they stood in that house
Mhm.
after that, financial reasons, whatever,
Mhm.
until I think 1980.
Shoo,
Wow.
my gosh.
And then all of a sudden, no more issues, nothing. And also, that house is not in Connecticut. It's in Rhode Island. People confuse that all the time. Ed and Lorraine Warren's house and the Occult Museum,
Mhm.
Connecticut, Monroe, Connecticut.
Yes.
All right. The Conjuring House, as it's now called, which
Mhm.
was a farmhouse. I think it was called. It was like the Arnold house
Mhm.
at the time.
well, JJ went.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was in Harrisville, Rhode Island, which is now for sale, and it's going up on the market on Halloween
Mhm.
this year.
Ooh, good marketing. Good
That's
marketing. That real
perfection.
estate
Yeah.
agent,
Yeah.
one of us.
Yep.
Love it.
Okay, I love that.
I would love to bid, but I don't think they will take $5.
well, I can up you to 10
Yeah.
if you want.
I can add in
So close.
Another
20.
5? Oh my God, she's a baller.
to 20.
I
She's a
love
baller.
it. Let's see
Yeah.
what they say. What they say.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's a really nice looking place.
Yeah.
Back in 2019, this 14-room farmhouse on 8.5 acres went for $439,000. I don't think that's the asking price now.
Woof.
I don't think we're going to be able to afford it. I'm just
Yeah.
throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Studio, what you doing in there?
Ed?
Lorraine!
Annabelle?
No.
Okay. The Conjuring House, not Connecticut.
Not Connecticut.
Not Connecticut. They did it in other states as well because this is
Yeah.
Rhode Island.
They
Right.
branched out.
They branched out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What's your story? Where's your story take place?
Long Island.
Like here?
Yeah.
Ed and Lorraine hop around.
But it doesn't start with Ed and Lorraine. So kind of like The Conjuring, like they kind of come in to save the day. I don't know that they really save the day.
Ooh, hot take.
But it starts out on November 13th, 1974, in a quiet town in Long Island. And a man runs into a bar, it's Harry's bar, and he's screaming that his parents had been shot. So obviously, police are called. They go to the house. And when they get to the house, they discover just a completely horrific scene. 6 members of this man's family had been murdered in their beds.
Oh,
The mother,
oh my God.
the father, and 4 of the 5 children, all shot in the back of their heads while they were sleeping. Well, this guy we're talking about, his name is Ronald Defoe Jr., and he claimed he wasn't home when the murders happened, that he discovered this. But upon investigators going in and, obviously investigating and then questioning him, he confesses. And there's a long trial, and he ultimately gets convicted and sentenced to 6 consecutive life sentences.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
But what was crazy is there was always one question that lingered. How could one person acting alone fire that many shots in the middle of the night without anybody
I was thinking that.
waking up or without anybody hearing him? Because this is a little town in Long Island, quiet. This is Amityville. But what's crazy?
Wait, I did not know the Amityville story started like that. Why did I not know that?
Yeah. Okay, so this is the true case, right?
Oh, okay.
Now,
I know the fictional story. Okay.
N-
And I've
it's
seen the
not-
house.
Wait, it's not totally fictional. There's more to this story.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the original, this terrible, terrible murders. And no one, to this day, still, nobody really knows what happened. So he's put away, right? Well, obviously the house goes up for sale. In December of 1975, the Lutz family moves in to the house. And they are over the moon because this house, which is a beautiful Dutch colonial home,
It's gorgeous.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. 112 Ocean Avenue.
Man, they hate
they
you
bought
right
it for a steal at $80,000. Okay. But what they did not expect is that they would only live there for 28 days.
Yep.
Oh.
So they move in. And on their move-in day, a priest comes to bless the house, obviously a religious family. When he entered the house, he went into one of the boys' bedrooms. One of the bedrooms, I guess he wouldn't have known it was a boy's bedroom. And he was met with a chilling voice that hissed, "Get out." And he never told the Lutzes about this. He just came through, blessed the house, got out. He ran away, right? Well, from that point forward, as George and Kathy, these are the Lutzes, the family, they were moving in and stuff started happening. So it said from the very first night, strange things began. George was plagued by a constant cold, he was constantly cold, and he was obsessively stroking the fire. And then his personality shifted. He woke up every night at 3:15 a.m., the exact time of the murders from the original story.
Shut up.
Okay. As this was happening, Kathy's health declined, so the wife of George. And one of the nights, she levitated off the bed. This is George retelling kind of this story.
Okay.
George then also swore that he watched her transform into a 90-year-old woman. Okay. And then their daughter made a new friend.
Nope.
A red-eyed pig named Jody. Who
Pig Amanda.
who could change sizes, sometimes towering larger than the house.
Oh.
Then hundreds of flies swarmed the upstairs sewing room. Black stains appeared on the fixtures, foul odors filled the air, and a green slime oozed across the house.
Ectoplasm.
What?
This stuff,
Not semen.
This stuff got so bad and so unbearable. There started to be like phantom marching bands shaking the walls, furniture moving on its own. The children were being terrorized by unseen forces, literally things just flying across rooms. Stuff was crazy. So after 28 days, the Lutzes grabbed what they could and ran, never to return. 20 days later, the paranormal investigators, Ed and Lorraine, were brought in. And immediately they felt a demonic presence. And it says they even saw visions of Defoe bodies covered in sheets. So the original guy, Ronald's family, they were seeing the dead bodies covered in sheets. And then it says Ed was shoved to the floor in the basement. And then the team, because I guess Ed and Lorraine had like a team of people that would come with them to capture movements and sounds and stuff. It said that one of the members of the team captured one of the most famous paranormal photographs ever taken.
Mm-hmm.
A little boy peering from the second floor hallway.
It is the weirdest picture.
It's very weird.
It's the Warrens. A lot of all of the cases that they would do, they would dive into the history of the location that these things were happening or like the people it was involving. And they found upon further investigation that this specific house, the land that it was built on, had a very dark history. Before the house was built, it apparently had ties to John Ketchum, a practitioner of black magic, whose remains were said to be buried there. And there were also some like rumors of a tribe that also had used the land as a place to confine the sick and insane, leaving them there to die.
I mean, it makes sense. Long Island was
and
very strong Native American presence.
Exactly. And they said that the Warrens believed that this specific land, the house on top of this land, was saturated with suffering, and then like the ground itself just radiated negative energy because of all this very dark past and history, and that it just like encouraged dark dark energies. So that's the tie-in for Ed and Lorraine. It says that the Lutzes never came back to the house. I don't even know that Ed and Lorraine ever talked to them. There's a lot of like speculation where the Lutzes like years and years later came out and said that they made up the whole story. They just wanted out of the house. They were not happy with it, whatever it might be. And so there's been a lot of like rumors. I don't know that there's like, I don't know what the actual truth to that bit is. But the house has been sold many times. In fact, it was sold in 2010 for $950,000. And it's currently owned by somebody. And what's crazy is they changed the original address. So the original address is 112 Ocean Avenue.
Don't do that to them.
No. This is there's a reason I was specific to the address. I'm not going to say the new address. There is a new address that you can find, but the old address. Exactly. The old address, because so many people were coming to check out the house.
I drove by it.
Yeah. And a lot of people heard that the Amityville horror house caught on fire and burned down. That is not true. It did catch fire, but it was only the back porch of the house, and they just, fixed the porch. And then also the house has been completely renovated through the years.
Sure.
And so it doesn't even really still look like the original house from the murders. But what was so crazy about that story is the fact that like it all really did start with this wild and terrible
grisly murder.
There's no explanation for it. Like to this day, they don't know why.
You'd have to have a silencer, which was not something that Joe Schmo is able to afford then.
Yeah, and in some of the stories, like some of the retellings and stuff, it was said that Ronald like spoke of hearing voices. And so like they also tied that into, and in the movie, there's a lot of that where like, oh, he heard voices telling him to kill his family, and then all these evil spirits and stuff that are in the land were coming and telling him to get off the land, and by doing that, he killed his family.
So again, a story that's rooted in fact, but of course was fictionalized for the movie. I mean, like Amityville Horror is one of the most poignant horror movies.
Well, and also
recently.
Yeah, and I think too what's interesting is the Warrens were involved, but they were involved after the fact. Like they weren't involved with any of the families. So how much of it is actually like truthful and how much is it just like
in the book Demonologist?
Yeah.
There's a chapter on this. And just a chapter.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because again, just like you said, like they came in at the end, but didn't solve anything.
Yeah.
There I think was supposed to be a seance. Mm-hmm. A seance.
Yeah. Like to call on the spirits maybe to figure out like who's in the house.
Which didn't
what do you want?
It didn't wind up happening.
Yeah.
Like you said, the Lutzes never went back.
Yeah.
And I believe, don't quote me on this, but I wish I had the book with me, that George Lutz was like, while you're there, could you get the deed to the house and just bring it to me? Because we're gonna not come back.
Yeah.
It was like something like that. Then they was like, and we're done. No, we're good.
Yeah.
So it's like, it was to that point that why do anything? We're not going back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Ed and Lorraine kind of didn't have to do anything because there was no point. They weren't going back in that house.
But I would assume, based on this house's history, they heard about. I'm sure they have their feelers out, right? Like, how'd they find cases?
I was just thinking the same thing. At that time, it's not like social media existed.
Right.
How are you hearing these cases?
So, like, did the priest call them?
Sure.
Was there some connection in the church that they talked about it?
Yeah.
It was in Long Island, not Connecticut. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Being called.
Yes.
They're not out there. And I think that's one thing that you could say whatever you want about Ed and Lorraine. You could say that they, they're fabricating things. It's a hoax, this, that, and the other thing. Believe what you want.
Yeah.
Everybody's entitled to
those documentaries are very convincing.
I mean, I believe that, right? Like if I see it,
that's always been your thing.
You're gonna win me over. Those videos looked very convincing. The recordings sounded very convincing. Hey, you could be making it up, right? Magicians are very convincing. So I don't know, but I saw some certain things. They did a lot of college lectures, which I always thought was really amazing. Like I love the fact that they were like really trying to get out there and like
brought it
share
into the mainstream.
Yeah, they were really trying to get out there. I loved some of their points that they were like, if people believe God exists, why don't you believe demons and the devil exists?
Yep.
I kind of love that point.
Yeah, and the
It's not,
in-between.
it's not that I'm a complete skeptic. I want to believe. I need better
tangible
proof.
proof. Yeah,
I
yeah.
need better proof
Yeah.
than what
Sure.
I've seen. But in terms of Amityville and The Conjuring, they're out there and they're getting contacted by people that they don't know where else to go. Right? This is the 70s. What is it that people at this time know about this stuff?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Right? I would be so curious if someone like Ed and Lorraine would be called upon now. Right? And we have paranormal investigators that get called now.
Yeah.
Right? But this is where
The haunting in Connecticut is what I'm talking about. And like, that's in the late 80s.
Yeah.
The late 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were called upon.
Yeah.
So now we're spanning the course of almost 20
I
years.
feel like I saw that movie. I don't remember it though.
Haunting in Connecticut. I actually did see that one.
Yeah.
Usually you've seen all the haunting
I
movies.
know
and
I
haven't.
saw it. I just don't remember it that well.
It wasn't as big of a movie. Like, it
Yeah.
didn't do as well as the other ones.
She was trying to bring one of her children
Well,
for treatment, like he was sick or
Yes.
something, and so she
So-
needed to rent a house.
yeah. So this is about the Snedeker family. And
What was
again,
the name?
Snedeker
Love that.
or Snedeker. If I don't know, no one here watches golf, but like that family is the genesis of the movie. But there's a guy on the golf tour. His name's Snedeker, and there's a commercial.
Nice.
It's like Snedeker, that's the guy. So, okay, I went right to that. But this takes place in 1986, and you're right. So this is Carmen and Al, and they had to relocate because their teenage son Philip had been diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, and his treatments were going to require frequent trips to UConn Health Center in Connecticut. And that travel is exhausting and crazy expensive for that time. Also, treatment during that time, very different, right? Like, it's not like now, you've got the option for you can go get an oral chemotherapy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like this,
the technology.
the technology, everything's very different. So they found a very, very large and affordable rental house in Southington, which was just a few miles from the hospital. So immediately like, oh, this is incredible. This is a blessing. And there was one tiny little detail. The house was a funeral home.
I love that.
It was once a funeral home. And the landlord told them that the basement was used to prepare bodies for burial, like all funeral homes.
I was gonna say.
And Carmen and Al talked about it, and they were like, you know what? This is not a deal breaker. Like, his treatment is more important than us, like, getting caught up on this. And they needed a place to live. And they said that they did not believe in ghosts, so how bad could it be? Famous last words.
Also, really quick, I just want to add this little fun fact. I had an aunt that lived above a funeral home.
And?
Aunt.
I guess, like, and did she ghosties?
She's totally fine. She just lived above it. Isn't that wild?
Don't think I could do that.
Yeah, I don't know how I'd feel about that.
I've seen 6
Right?
Feet Under. I can't do
I
it.
loved that show.
One of the best shows. So, okay, just like all these other stories, right? This starts small. It gets weird, but it starts small. So at first, the move was the right choice. And not long after settling in, little tiny things started to happen that were really subtle at first and then got really disturbing. So Philip, the son, was the first to notice these weird shadowy figures. They would be like in the corner of rooms, and he was hearing whispering voices that no one else could hear. And he said sometimes the voices called his name. What's the first thing that would happen? Your kid's going through treatment. Your teenage son's going through treatment.
Hallucinations.
Hallucinations. You're just like, oh, okay. But
Might be the
then
medication, might be the treatment.
all the stuff, right? And then the family starts to notice, they are noticing like really odd smells, like decaying flesh or rotting meat. And it would come and go. No explanation.
Okay, not for nothing.
You're in a funeral home.
I also had, growing up, like
Okay.
something died in the wall.
Sure.
That
Yes,
that
we've all
can
had that. We've all,
happen.
absolutely. And it would come and go. And they're also thinking, funeral home. I don't want to gross everyone out here, but when you're draining the blood, it goes down through the pipes, and it's like
Right.
it's like a whole thing. It's your septic system. Yeah, it's disgusting. Okay,
But it's a way of life.
sure.
Part of life.
So then other little things happen, right? So lights are flickering. Then shit starts moving around on its own. okay, now we're getting a little bit weird. And again, at first they're like, okay, so he's stressed out about everything that's happening with himself, Philip, and his illness might be causing hallucinations and heightened emotions. But then all of a sudden, now they're seeing the things that their son has said they're seeing. They're seeing the same dark figures in the corners. They're seeing like ghostly figures moving around the house. And then all of a sudden, it starts to escalate very quickly. Once they start seeing the figures, now we've amped shit up. Mm-hmm. Philip his behavior starts to change like overnight. And again, this poor kid's going through chemotherapy and probably radiation.
Not going through enough.
I know. And they said he was like a very kind and sweet, gentle teenager. Mm-hmm. And then he became super angry and withdrawn. Again, you can explain all of this away right away, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. But then he said that these spirits that he was seeing, they started to speak to him. And then he started sketching what he's seeing. And it was really disturbing images of like dead corpses and demonic figures. And he's like, this is what's talking to me. This is what I'm seeing. And then the rest of the family, again, you can explain all of this away, mm-hmm. but then shit started happening to them. Carmen, the mom, said that one time she was touched and assaulted by an unseen force while she was alone in bed. Like she's alone in bed and she feels something touch, grab, and move her. Right?
Is it the cuddler?
Oh, did he whisper in her ear?
No, but he was
nice. This guy was mean, and it was like hurt her, and bruises left.
What a jerk,
you know. And then her niece was there. This is the part that like I don't like this. The niece was there, and she was. There's two different accounts. Like, so either she was in the bed or she was sitting on the floor or something. Something grabbed her legs and dragged her across the floor. No, nothing was there. To me, when that happens in a movie, I'm out.
Nope.
That not only reminds me of The Conjuring, the poor girl. Remember the two sisters were sharing the room? Oh my God. That was Zoe. What was it? Zoe King? She played the one of the daughters. I loved her. She did such a great job. But also Paranormal Activity.
Yeah.
Where she gets pulled out of the bed. Oh my Lord, baby.
To me, those are the things that scare me. When you can't see something silly or stupid that you can explain away and nothing's there and something's physically happening, hard pass.
No.
And as this is all happening, now doors are slamming on their own, right? And then they're downstairs and they're hearing huge, heavy footfalls. Not like a human's foot, but like giant feet. Almost like the same way in Paranormal Activity. It's perfect tie-in. Yeah. You know, when you see the giant demon's feet, that's kind of what it's like. And then they would be in a room, summer, spring, winter, didn't matter, completely cold. The room would just go ice cold. These are all things that you kind of hear and see across all ghosty demon stories.
Yes, I learned that in my favorite TV show.
There you go. And the most chilling of all is the family started to see full-bodied apparitions, and some would look like old funeral home workers. Like you know what a funeral home worker looks like, in the suit, ready to like meet the people.
Mm-hmm. You mean like
in all black?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're just very pale.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And then they also said that they started to see what looked like mutilated corpses, like when you're going through the process of embalming a body, and like you have to cut them open to drain the blood and take the organs out and stuff them and stuff. They were seeing them in various states of the mutilation process, and they'd just be like walking around chilling. And that was it. That's when they were like, okay, now we're freaking terrified. This is not just ghosts. Yeah, these are not just ghosts. Something evil's in the house. So guess what they do? They reach out to Ed and Lorraine Warren, and they said that they knew them because of their work on the famous Amityville Horror House.
Makes sense.
When the Warrens visited the home, Lorraine claimed she immediately sensed a powerful dark presence, and they concluded that the house was infested with malevolent spirits, possibly demonic. And according to their investigation, the funeral home workers in the past had alleged, this is where it gets a little wild, the funeral home workers in the past had practiced necromancy and necrophilia, using the bodies for dark rituals and sexual acts. And
really?
They had opened the doorway to allow evil entities into the home, like inviting those spirits into the home. And so the Warrens were like, we need more than just Ed here. So they bring a whole team of priests in to perform the exorcism. And after a very dramatic, long, drawn-out ritual, they declared the house cleansed of evil. Shortly after, the family was like, you know what? Cute, thanks for that, but we out.
Yeah.
We gotta go.
So they left. And you know, the movie kind of touches on some of these things, exaggerates others, but in the real world, there's a lot of controversy over this and a lot of skepticism. I think more than there were in the other publicized cases. So like the Conjuring story, a lot of it was fabricated for the movie, right?
Oh yeah.
This, a lot, they don't believe the family.
Yeah.
Oh, why?
It's not the movie that they don't believe. They don't believe the family. So neighbors and tenants reported no unusual activity in the house, right? Other investigators pointed out that there's a lot of inconsistencies in the family's accounts. So telling stories different ways, Carmen telling a story of something that happened and then Al telling it a completely different way, right? So their stories weren't lining up. And people said that their stories started to grow more dramatic the more publicity and attention that they got, right? So there was an author, Ray Garton, who worked with the family on the book called In a Dark Place, which kind of sparked all of the, the pop culture around this story. And he later admitted that he really struggled to write a coherent account because in his words, these are his words, the family story was all over the place. He said that some elements may have been exaggerated or even fabricated and he couldn't make up from down. The skepticism hadn't stopped because the story became paranormal lore. It just did. Yeah. And the case was adapted into documentaries and then eventually inspired the 2009 movie Haunting in Connecticut. And, you know, the kind of the legacy about this is like, whether you believe them or not, this still is one of the most infamous stories in American history when it comes to haunting cases. And it kind of has all of these little elements that you look for in these stories. You've got a really sick kid, a family just looking for an easier way to take care of their child. And now you've got publicity and they're probably getting money and deals and stuff like that. And and it's kind of like, do you blame them? Like they've got bills to pay. They've got a really sick child.
Like maybe an element was truthful, but then they kind of exaggerated to continue to get the...
I don't fucking blame them.
Yeah.
But to this day, the house in Southington still stands. It looks just like any other house on the street. And for the people that still do believe there, they say that they go there and they can still feel the demonologies. They can feel demons when they go there because it is still going to be just like all these other houses, with the Conjuring house, the Amityville Horror House. People are going to seek it out, right?
Yeah.
They're going to seek it out. But Connecticut seems like it's full of haunting stories.
Well, you know, it's funny that you're saying all of that because even this Conjuring house, it had been occupied by the Hines family.
Ketchup?
Heinzens. The Heinzens.
I was so close.
In 2019. And they claimed nothing ever happened in this house. So they were pretty much disputing everything that happened with the Perrin family that came before then, everything that Ed and Lorraine had said. So this is kind of why Ed and Lorraine, I think, we have a lot of skeptics.
Ooh, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
And again, I agree. It kind of comes back to all these things that I've heard that kind of have happened in Connecticut. It led me down this like really weird trail. Ironically, you both came to my house the other day and you
sure did.
You saw my murder board. It's not a murder board.
She's got a murder board, guys.
Is a murder board.
But
it's all the places she's going to do murder.
But it might be a map of Connecticut because it is weird how much I've found. Like, I thought Connecticut was just this very quiet, tiny state.
Kind of hoity-toity.
Where Rory and Lorelai live.
Yeah. True. Yep. And, you know, kind of because of Ed and Lorraine, it and I guess technically The Conjuring, even though that was Rhode Island, but all these like New England-y kind of things like led me into Connecticut. And it's kind of creepy.
It's real dark.
It's really dark.
There's a lot happening there.
Even predates some of the stuff that we've talked about. I'm like, do people know about this? I don't think people know about this.
I don't think they do.
Well, I think we need to do it.
I think we need to explore the lore.
Explore the lore. Explore.
What just happened? I think we go into Connecticut, girls.
I think so.
Thankfully, it's only about an hour to 2 away.
I was just going to say, you know why I'm going to be on board for this? Because we can actually go there.
Yeah.
Hop, skip, and a jump.
My bag's packed.
Well, mine's not. But I will
You
be.
can borrow some clothes.
Thanks. My
Yeah.
booty's bigger though.
Maybe they'll let us take a little gander into this occult museum. Maybe we could see what's going on over there.
I was just gonna say this. If we do Connecticut, guys, we have to go though, right?
Yeah.
Can we go?
That's an hour. I've
Even if
already
it's a
looked.
drive-by,
That's the first stop on my board.
Wait, Dale's already backing out. You don't want to go in? Come on, Dale.
We can fit her in my trunk.
No, she doesn't want to go in there.
I didn't say she had a choice.
Okay, well then,
Dale.
So wait, is the question, will she or won't she go in?
I think you will.
I will protect you. Okay.
Well, guess what? We're not going to know until.
We have to go. All right, let's do it.
All right. I'm just saying, Matt Rife actually said that all you need is not to touch anything.
Mm-hmm.
He did also build a custom glass case around Annabelle.
With his hands?
He built it. That's what he
But
said.
he didn't touch her. She
did
was
not.
already in
Yep, he built an
I
extra
got it,
glass
I got it.
case.
Mhm, mhm.
And we just need some holy water.
Okay.
We straight.
All right, let's do it. Let's call a priest.
Okay.
Got it.
Well,
I got
okay.
one. I got one on speed dial.
We also have some witches.
That's true.
We do have witches. We should ask one of the witches to come
and
with
they're
us.
very
Yeah.
close.
Okay, wait. No, real
Okay.
time. Are we really deciding to do Connecticut?
Yes, we
Yeah.
got a squad. Let's
Okay,
roll.
let's
do
do it. All right. Well,
All right.
that's a
Until
weird way
then.
to end this, but okay. Well, first of all, happy spooky season.
Yeah. Also, guys, we're on YouTube. You should definitely go over there and check out all of our full videos because we are
The
ridiculous
amount
on
of
camera.
comments that we get, like, you guys should do full videos. Do you think we just record 2-second clips for
Yeah.
TikToks? Like,
Yeah.
against our better judgment, all of these faces and
Yeah.
all of they're all on YouTube for you.
For your enjoyment.
And
I
if
take
you,
a lot of time to pick my shirts for these things.
you really do.
really
I got
do.
a
It's
sweater with
important.
ghosts on it from
Yeah.
Marshalls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not sponsored. If you'd like to sponsor us, Marshalls, reach out. But okay, let's do Connecticut. And also, before we end, this is something I've been saving towards the end. What is your favorite horror movie to watch this time of year? Like, I've got my Practical Magic and my Hocus Pocus and my Halloween
That's
Town.
not even a question.
What is your favorite
Halloween.
scary movie?
Halloween.
Yours is Halloween.
The original Halloween movie is my go-to. The second it is
Okay.
October 1st, that movie is playing. Michael Myers is coming.
Nice.
Done.
On your face. Okay.
Done.
Like it.
See, this is why they have to watch us on YouTube. If you could have just seen Dina's teacher face at me, she was about to go, "What does a waterfall do?"
You know my new students know that one. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Okay, what is yours?
All-time favorite?
Like, what's your go-to? Like, you need to put a spooky movie on to kick off
yeah.
October 1st.
The Descent. Is my
Oh,
go-to.
that's a really, really, really good one.
I love that movie.
Interesting. All right. I'm going to have to do a rewatch of that one.
Well, you guys know I like. Besides being afraid of the water, I'm terrified of the dark, and
Yeah.
that movie
Is literally that.
Yeah, they are in a dark cave,
Mhm.
and it's just silent. There's no background music. It's just silent during some of the most terrifying part. It's solid. I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine's a little bit of a tie, which is a pansy answer, but like, it is a tie between. No, I'll just go with it. Paranormal Activity.
But what was the tie? What's the other one?
Ooh.
Blair Witch Project. And here's the thing.
Ooh, you
okay.
should
Blair
have said that
Witch-
one. I would
yeah.
have appreciated that more.
Blair Witch Project is like one of those that, like, I grew up in the woods, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And
I'm gonna blow your mind in a second.
Okay, every house, or when we first watched that movie, is when everybody still thought it was real. And if you remember, they pushed that to Blockbuster. That's how old we are. They pushed it to Blockbuster like right away because so many people wanted to watch it. And I will never forget the first time I watched it at a sleepover with my stepmother and my friend. And I was terrified. Absolutely fucking terrified. Paranormal Activity is because you don't see the thing.
Yeah.
It is here. It's up in your brain in the first one.
Also, aren't they both the whole found footage
Yes.
vibe? Okay.
Which
okay,
I think
okay.
I like. I think I like the fact
see
that,
that.
like, I can see the fact that it's
Like
there's
they
no
drop
Hollywood.
the camera
Yeah.
and like it's you just see things on the camera. You're
I
like,
think I
Jesus
like
Christ.
that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what scares me.
Yeah.
The once it gets like the Annabelle doll with her like pokey cheeks, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, or you see her running.
And I'm just going to throw this out there, honorable mention, for a different reason. I'm not scared of it, but it turns my stomach. The Saw franchise. Really just...
The
I'm
first one was great.
The
Here's
first
the
one
thing.
just like
Here's the thing.
boils my guts.
I think they stretched it
Way too
Oh,
long.
way too fucking long.
Way too long.
Like
Way
when
too
they
long.
started changing who the guy was.
Yeah.
and then
No, but like I'm
Oh
just giving
my
it an honorable
God.
mention because when I watch that, I'm like, oh, when they cut that Achilles tendon, I'm like, oh. But that's
Yeah.
a different kind of horror. Like
Yeah.
that's gore.
That's
For
blood,
me to be
that's
scared.
gore,
Yeah, it's those two.
I actually went to the theater with my older brother and my mom to see Blair Witch when it came out. I'll never forget that because found footage hadn't existed
Yes,
yet.
right.
I
So it
have
was
never been
terrifying.
so scared. But
Yeah.
like,
Agreed.
I feel like my brother and maybe even my mom, I don't remember. Don't quote me on that. Were not scared. I have never been more terrified at the very
Same.
end of that movie. And where we had parked was very close to woods. Forget it. Forget it.
Okay. Well,
No.
watch our favorites. Tell us yours. Also, since we've never done that before, we've just decided that we're going to do a place on our episode.
Yeah.
I want to hear, because this will come out before we start recording, I want people to tell us their Connecticut stories.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Tell us where to go. Tell us your spooky Connecticut story or like lore from Connecticut, and we'll talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah, if you know a good urban legend
Anything.
somewhere in Connecticut, you know a spooky spot in Connecticut, tell me. I bet
Yeah.
I can research it.
Yeah.
Drop us a line.
So the other thing I just want to say before we end this one is this shameless plug. If you guys can go over to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to us, give us a rating and a review. That really, really helps us. And we want to be able to give you guys more episodes and more content. So we're going to do more like of our faces, of us, more of us doing more of us things.
Yeah.
And we can do that when you guys follow us and give us a little more likeys and
Yeah.
on our
Like and
Instagram and
follow.
TikToks.
Happy spooky season, y'all.
Happy spooky season.
Dale, are you half dead? What was that?
Yeah.
Happy spooky season, y'all.
Yeah.
Dale's been demonologized.
Yeah, exactly. I'm ready to go home and watch Michael Myers, okay?
Same.
do it.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Do, 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 do.
Yep. We don't have the rights to that song.
Don't do that.